I looked across the room. I seen your eyes. We made eye contact. And in that moment, we knew we were going to be together forever. Is that how it happened?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not even close.
A special video for you. I am going to bring my wife on. Do you want to be on camera with me? And then we could talk about how we met.
Yeah, it could be on camera.
This is rare. She's usually the human tripod.
Hi.
We're going to go into extreme detail and tell you exact date and exact times of every event, second by second, of how we met, on how our relationship has built into what it is now. Okay, go. What date, what time, when did this all happen?
About 8 years ago, right around my birthday.
You don't know exact date and exact time, and
because around the time that we met, actually we only met for one reason, because I don't know how I want to say it.
You were into my friend.
Yeah, I was into your friend.
Yeah.
First time we hung out was February 19th. I remember that because of this photo right here. Okay, that photo got put in.
Are you my editor now?
I'm your editor now. Cameraman, producer, editor, stylist.
Lighting person.
Lighting.
Audio. You just do it all.
Yeah.
And I just show up and look pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to go by how we met and tell your side of the story? Because for me, it's, I met her, I fell in love, and I knew from day one. What happened on your end?
Okay, so my end of the story was vastly different. It was in my orientation class that I met Alex Laguna. He was in a different department than I was, and I didn't see him for like 3 months because I was in banquets, and then I went to the deli, and then he brought you around. And that's when
I brought him around.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Either way, you both ended up at the deli. And a few times, actually. Because you guys would get off of work at poker upstairs and then come down and have a bite to eat before you went home because it was like late. And then I remember it was Alex, you, and Eric that brought me a birthday cake.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, you were the only reason that I got a birthday cake that year. And I remember that my coworkers let me take I sat there forever eating cake with you guys, and it was busy, but not like super busy.
It was like a bundt cake, but chocolate on top of chocolate on top of chocolate with chocolate chips with chocolate on top.
It was chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was chocolate. 2 days later, that you guys came to the deli and you were sitting there for my entire 8-hour shift, just talking, shooting the shit, and
our whole relationship was food and poker. That's all we talked about was like, we're gonna go eat somewhere and then we're gonna talk about poker. Like, we literally talked about our hands, talked about what the odds were, talked about how the other person reacted, talked about how they're doing like, we talked about everything poker.
Yeah, that night you guys were talking and I was working, but then also coming over to talk to you at the table and then going back to work because it was in the middle of the night. It wasn't very busy. I got off work. You both said, let's go to Ocean Shores. I said, let's detour to my house first. So we go to my house, we go to Ocean Shores. Mind you, I have never been to Ocean Shores before.
I don't think you've been to the ocean.
No, I hadn't been to that ocean. The Ocean Shores ocean.
It's the Pacific Ocean.
I know. That would have been the second time that I've seen the ocean because my little sister, who I followed here, took me to the ocean for the first time. Back to the story. We go to Ocean Shores.
We got there at like 4 a.m.
Nothing was open. Nothing was open.
So we was walking around with nothing open. And then the funny part was we parked. She goes, where's the ocean? I'm like, it's right there. Like literally, we're looking at the black darkness because nothing, like there's no light out there. It's just pitch black. You're like, I don't see anything. Yeah, it's dark.
And when the sun did come up, I still couldn't see it because it was so foggy. Coastal fog.
And it was raining that day too, so we really couldn't go out on the little like stockwood area.
It was super windy too. It was really cold. So we sat inside. So I worked, stayed up all day with you guys, and then went back to work that night. It was really fun.
How did we become a thing?
We became a thing because Laguna had bad history in workplaces. We weren't in the same department, but we were still within the same company. And he was like, nah, because of my past. And, you know, it'd just be crazy. Women are women and people are people. And he's like, no. He admitted I was his work crush, though. I remember that. I think you said something like that, too. Same night at the table.
I don't remember that.
Laguna said, no. I mean, I ain't like that, but, you know, you decided to steal me.
I stole you? Or is it one of those cases where I married my stalker?
Oh, yeah. It was... I developed Stockholm Syndrome because he kidnapped me. Him and Laguna kidnapped me, took me to Ocean Shores, and I fell in love with...
You can tell them a story about how Bill's here.
I work graveyard, so it's, you know, I'm sleeping, and I don't even remember what time it was, but I knew I had to be up for work soon. My sister comes in my room and she's like, Bill's here. Why? What the fuck is Bill doing here for? You drove 40 minutes out of your way to come see me for 20 minutes while I was getting ready for work.
That's just 40 minutes to your place and then 40 minutes back home.
Because from my front door to your front door was 40 minutes. No one's ever done that before. And during the time of, was I with Laguna or was I with you? When the three of us were together, I was the third wheel. The bromance came first. I miss him.
Yeah, he passed away. Trying to get us to the point. You've been literally the heartbeat, the spine, I don't know what to call it, the biggest support in my fitness, going from bedbound to where I am now. You want to talk about that experience?
A roller coaster ride from hell. So as of like today, we have been, not like today, but as of current, we've been together for 8 years. You became bedbound in July of 2018. You officially became bedbound. At this point, we were together for 2 years. Because we got together so I moved here 2015. I met you 2016. In 2016, we got together. And then you became bedbound in 2018. I mean, at this point, you're working, I'm working, but then you lost your job and your pains just got worse and worse. I got hurt on the job. I lost my job. So now it's the injured taking care of the injured. That was fun. That whole time that you were bedbound was honestly really hard because, like, yes, you're the one that was dealing with the pain and being bedbound. I'm also the one that was dealing with your being bedbound and you're being in pain. You know, it sucks that when you're in pain because, you know, it's anybody in the world is like, I hurt, think about me. Me. But then it's like, I hurt too, you know, so it was really hard to find that balance of I hurt, you hurt, let's hurt together and get through this together. And it was a lot of trial and error until we got certain aspects down. It was a horrible time for that 6 weeks that neither one of us had a job. Mm-hmm. I was freaking out.
So you're gonna back up the story and talk about when we actually made it official and who said I love you first?
Because both of us had been hurt so many times in past relationships. We knew that there was something, but we wanted to see like how much of a something it actually could be. You know, we wanted to be friends first and not just date and then be friends. So we did like a 2.5, 3 month trial period. And then.
But we were dating.
We were dating, yeah, but it wasn't official. But yeah, we were dating. I met your family, you met my family. And like, I mean, even during that 2.5, 3 month trial period, like, there were some things that you did that nobody has ever done for me. Like the one day that I get off work, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm in security. Like I just clocked out of being in security, so I'm still in like security mode. And I'm walking to my vehicle, and I'm seeing something on the hood of my car. Walking around it, all suspicious like. The closer I get, the more I realize it's a bouquet of red roses on the hood. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So I take a picture of it. I don't even realize that his vehicle is in the picture. See?
So I'm putting B-roll there?
Yeah, you're putting another picture there.
Okay.
You said, get in the car, let's go to breakfast. So I think we went to Denny's or something. We went somewhere for breakfast. You took me back to my car, and then we went our opposite directions.
Which Denny's brings me up to a funny story. When was the only time you've ever gotten jealous?
Oh, she almost died that day.
She's not a jealous person at all, so this is a funny story to me.
At this point, it is okay. So hang on, we have to finish and make it official before we talk about the Denny's. Okay, so he's the one that said I love you first because I was saying goodbye to him while he went to work. He goes, okay, bye, I love you. I
Freak out.
flipped out. I mean, not
calling her sister, calling her brother, but like, oh, guess what? Calling her mom, and he said, "I love you."
I don't know what to do. It was really hard. For a while there, it was I in between you. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I in between you. I more than like you, but not quite love yet. I in between you.
And she said, "I don't want to label anything. It's not really a relationship. I don't want boyfriend, girlfriend." And then the following day, what did you say?
Oh yeah, because you're like, will you go out with me? And I go, we're just having fun. Let's not put a label on it or anything. And then not even 24 hours later, I
It was
go,
really the later in the day.
Was it that same day?
Because it was morning that I said that, and then you went, and then I went to work, came back, and then you.
I went to work. Yep. And it was June 15th. And I go, when are you going to ask me out? It's not official until you ask me out. Will you go out with me? Yeah. And then I left. Like, that's exactly how it went. It was so funny. So then one day, I don't even remember, you tell me to meet you at Denny's after I get off work.
Oh, we're in the her jealous story.
Yes, the jealousy story now. So you text me, say, come meet me at Denny's when you get off work, and I go from work to Denny's and I walk in and I see you and a female that I have never met before on the same side of a booth. So I get in the booth and I sit down and I am just fuming.
Not only that, because I'm sitting like this.
Yep, his arm is around her and she's like right next to him. There is no airspace between them. I'm sitting like this. And I'm mad. I'm listening to their conversation.
So me and her just got done partying because at that time I used to drink, party all the time. We just got off of the party scene and we decided to go to Denny's.
And as I'm listening to Eva is her name, talking, whatever story she's telling, I don't even remember. He reaches his hand across the table for my hand. The look in his eye, the look that he had in his eye was just like, there's nothing to worry about. And that made me a little bit better, but, still not.
And she found out that that female is like my best friend. We never even thought about it, never even like worried, like never even did anything ever in my life. Like, yeah.
To this day, me and Eva still laugh about that.
Mm-hmm.
First impressions, they're fun.
And she's a redhead, skinny female with like, yeah.
She's gorgeous. Eva's pretty. And then me. Okay. So you got Eva and then you got
Shrek. No. Sorry, Fiona. Is that? I love you. I love you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Ever since then, it was just like I realized the story's bouncing back and forth. But yeah, during the time that you were bedbound, like, yeah, you dealt with it, but so did I. I feel like you and other people don't realize that the other people within their lives deal with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Brought that to my dad's attention because I was talking about you and stuff like that, and this is way back then. And with my dad having a broken back since I was 2, all my life or whatever, I was telling him something about how, you were dealing with it, but so were we. We were dealing with it too. And he's like, never even realized that or thought about that. Your pain affects the other people around you.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to do things. I mean, it was home a lot. The house got really clean. Played a lot of video games.
Did you want to talk about the excitement you felt when I stood up for the first time?
I cried. Whew. That was very emotional.
So for like 3 months straight, we had occupational therapists, physical therapists. We had the regular doctor. We had the there's like 4 of them. What was the other one?
There was
Psychologist.
There was a nurse. There was 2 physical therapists, and then there was an occupational therapist. And it was the nurse that kind of worked as like a psychologist.
Mm-hmm.
She was only there like once a month just to do a general check-in. PT was there. Physical therapy was there twice a week, and occupational therapy was there once a week. So you had a lot going on. I remember your very first exercise was rolling around on the bed.
Mm-hmm. We have a king size bed, so it's a little bit easier. Not everyone's blessed with a big king size bed.
Right.
But I like my bedroom.
So the first stand up, right there. That was it.
It's just enough to put your fingers under my butt and say I stood up.
Right there.
But that took me I want to say that lasted like 30 seconds just standing up, but the whole process took like 5 minutes to like prepare myself to push on my arms to like, it was a long time just trying to stand up.
It was also a long time of trying to get you out of your own head, because at this point it's been 7 months since you even stood. 7 to 8 months since you stood.
I think it was more like 11 months.
Maybe something like that.
Because it was like, remember it was 363 days.
300.
It was 1 day shy of the year, remember?
Yeah, and that's when you got out of the room.
I thought that was when I stood up.
Yeah. No, because you stood, and that same day you did not walk out of the room.
No, but I thought that was officially off of bedbound. That's what we were saying.
Yeah, when you walked out of the bedroom was 364 days shy of being bedbound. Maybe it was that same day or the next day.
The next day I walked out, but the first day was like that whole day was just me standing up.
Mm-hmm. And it took 2 physical therapists and me, so 3 of us, to try and help you.
I know we attempted attempted it in the past with that belt thing, and
The gate belt.
yeah, I hated that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you sit up now, roll this way, roll that way, make sure it's under your thigh, under your butt, and then wrapped around your back, and then we're gonna make sure it's under your armpit, and like it just felt like a torture device, and I didn't like that.
And
but they try to pull me up to try to stand me, and it wasn't working.
It's because you have to use a gait belt for somebody that can't walk very well, because it's just, a belt that goes around right here, and it's, something that you can grab onto and help lift them up. You did not like that. It really didn't work for you. We had to use 2 just to be able to make it work somewhat right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very emotional for you to actually stand up. And then it was really emotional for you to actually be out of the room.
I think the hardest part was the house people cannot come over anymore when we started working out outside and no longer housebound.
Oh yeah, the bittersweet ending with the home care aides.
Because this is a bad thing. We can no longer work with you, but it's a good thing because we no longer work with it. You don't need us.
Right, because they specifically only work with you if you are bedbound or homebound, and you graduated because you were able to walk up the ramp. It took 60 seconds right here. So that's another B-roll. 60 seconds to do
25 steps.
25 feet.
25 feet. And it's not even 25 feet,
25-foot ramp. Took 60 seconds to do, but you did it.
Yeah, it took a lot of time to get the courage to do a lot. And then January of 2021, I started making social media posts, and then walking up 2 times, and then did that for a few days, 3 times, did that for a few days, and then where we are now. It's been a really slow process.
We were also getting you in the process of bariatric surgery too at this point, because you're now off of bedbound, off of homebound. We're getting in the process of doing bariatric surgery, and you go through all of those hoops that you have to jump through for that.
Just to give you a time reference, this was in 2019 at the end of the year. Yep. We did all the therapy, we did all the physical therapist, we did all the nutritionist, the psychology, we literally did everything. The echogram.
Yep, they put the tube down your throat, looked at your stomach. They did
literally, I scratched off everything that they asked for.
And they said, okay, we're gonna get you on the schedule sometime around March, April of 2020.
And then we didn't know what was gonna happen in March of 2020, and I never got put back on the list.
As you know, the entire world shut down. And then by the time that surgeries were opening back up, bariatric surgery is on the bottom of that list, because it's like most important and then, least important. And because it's been over a year at this point, they reached out to us, and we started to get the process going, and then we just kind of fell off their wagon. Whew, that was difficult. We're going through the process again, and hopefully this time we can actually get a surgery date. Keep it.
How was the wedding? It was during the lockdown and all that.
It was still during the lockdown, but more things were opening, and you had to follow, the PPE rules and having the protective wear and things like that, and social distancing. So is it the wedding we wanted? No, because we wanted to invite everybody.
I wanted a huge wedding. I wanted 2,000 people, literally invite everyone, because the way I feel is my friends got married, my family members got married. I didn't get invited. There's maybe 3 weddings I went to. But I know how it feels not to get invited, so I wanted to literally invite everyone.
Basically an open guest list. So we weren't allowed to have that. We did have the people that mattered the most.
For you, yes.
To a point. It's a shit show, to be completely honest. The whole thing.
It didn't cost us an arm and a leg. We basically got it for free, basically. We just paid the 2 hour that we were there or something. It wasn't that much at all. $150.
We did not pay for the venue. They gave that to us for free. I think we paid part of the venue.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had to pay for like the reception party, but not like the ceremony thing. They gave that to us for free. The pastor gave us his services for free, but we tipped him. We had 2 videographers that we tipped them. We paid them. 1 gave it back to us, Jen. We had a photographer. Not all of my family could come, so we did Facebook Live. Closest thing, that you could enjoy the wedding. My grandma, that's in her 90s, couldn't make the trip, so she got to see that.
I know my dad couldn't make it, so he watched it live.
My mom couldn't make it, so she watched it live, just various things like that. Was it the wedding we wanted? No. Was it the wedding that...
I had to reiterate her. It's not about the party. It's not about their ceremony. It's just that we got to marry each other. I don't care if we just go to the courthouse or if we just have just me, you, and like one other person. Like I didn't. Yeah.
Right. You have to have witnesses. At least 2, I think, or 1. I don't know. But yeah, it was our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect. And every messed up fashion of it. It was perfect. It was ours.
How was it not pushing a wheelchair anymore? Because there was a big length where it's like 100%. Like we went from bedbound to like housebound to now we got a wheelchair from the home care people, and I literally used it all the time because it expanded my world. As much as I hated it, and like we could go to the store, we could go to Walmart, but she's pushing me now. And my arms got actually shrunk because I wanted to help out with the arms too. But yeah, it was an oversized wheelchair, and she pushed me everywhere.
I got muscles because of that wheelchair.
Like 70 pounds. And she did it and put it in the car all the time, lifted it and took it out of the car all the time. I'm really good with it. And people always, do you need help? So, nope, I got it. It's literally like that fast.
Doing anything was exhausting.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing now when we get ready?
I feel like I'm forgetting stuff, honestly. And then, it's sometimes that I forget that you even need assistance with something because I'm like, oh, I can do it. So you can't, but you can't.
Some chairs are still hard to get up, and because it's a lot lower and it like leans back, and like I still need help sitting up on some things.
Yeah, some furniture eats you. I'm sure you have furniture that eats you too.
Yeah, it's going good. It's been a long journey. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you for watching.